Let's talk about this e-commerce supplement business making $1,467,000 a year and recently listed for sale at an asking price of $5,140,000. I'm going to break this business down a bit, share what I like about it, don't like about it, and what a potential buyer should consider based on my own experience-based insight. I've personally acquired and started and sold a handful of businesses, some of them online, and recently I have been acquiring more online businesses. I actually just closed on an online business 2 months ago. It's a business that does CPE courses for accountants. Anyways, on that note, before we jump into it, if you're interested in acquiring an established and profitable online business, you got to check out the Acumen Wire. It's a newsletter I run where I send out online businesses that, like this one, that were recently listed for sale, that are established and profitable and likely to stand the test of time going forward. It's completely free. Just head on over to acumenwire.com, put in your email address there, click subscribe. You'll get the double opt-in confirmation email, confirm that, and boom, you will get these listings as I find them. Typically once a week or so, I go through all the listings that came up over the prior week and send out an email with the good ones in there, by my opinion, combined. Okay, so on that note, let's talk about this supplement business here. First thing I will say is I've heard of a lot of people making a ton of money in the supplement space, but personally speaking, I've generally turned a blind eye to it and overlooked it. I have not liked the supplement business very much because I've thought the products are too kind of trendy, right? Like they're almost like fad arbitrage or something. I've always thought, and I think I'm wrong here based on a lot of the good businesses like this one that I see come up for sale, but I've kind of thought that, these businesses pop up because a lot of people are interested in the supplement at that time, and then they pick up a bunch of revenue, and then that slowly kind of squanders off going forward. But I think that is not the case, and I'm just going to kind of pull up this listing that I included in the email a few weeks ago. This one is 14 years old, selling supplements, and it's not as large as the other one, but it is still cash flowing $400,000 a year, right? And still for sale. Maybe you could buy it. So yeah, it's been online for 14 years and still financially healthy with a very good margin here. I think the margin on this one is, what is that, about 40%, a little over 40% on that. So yeah, it's doing well. This one is not quite as old. It is, at this point, we're in 2024 right now, so it's 5 years old. But it is 90% direct to consumer, so that means that they're selling on their website. 61% is recurring revenue with 2,000 subscribers. Like, holy cow, that is freaking huge and awesome. So credit cards get billed, you send out the product probably once a month or something, and, boom, collect all your money on that. And they're having good growth, 60% year over year growth. Actually, that's kind of high. And the margin is 39%, so a little less than that other company. Now, what can we pick out about this? Well, those are some of the key details, but some of the other ones that I thought were interesting was the brand sources NMM, resveratrol, magnesium, and other ingredients from trusted suppliers. When I saw magnesium in here, this kind of made me think, well, this one maybe isn't so trendy because that's not like a fad supplement. It's something that a lot of people take for a very long time and has been a useful supplement for a while. I guess supplements have always been useful, assuming that they are properly vetted. But, you see some supplements where it's like 1 year everybody's interested in one thing. And I think right now that thing is Ozempic, which isn't even a supplement. I think it's a prescription drug. I'm not really too sure about it, but I hear a lot about it. Anyways, that's kind of a fad, but magnesium is not. So that's very interesting. Their manufacturing process is handled by GMP facilities, and they rely on a 3PL fulfillment. So what that tells me is that they've got a proprietary blend of products, considering the manufacturing process. They're not just white labeling a pre-manufactured process like a lot of supplement brands do. And they've got this fulfilled by a third-party logistics company. That is good, like very, very good. Right? In e-commerce, you can either drop ship it, you can 3PL, or you can self-fulfill. The problem with drop shipping is you end up getting a lot of other competitors in the space and you really can't customize the product at all. It's just you're selling what's available, and So are some other people. Maybe you can change, the branding on it, but often you can't. Um, Warehousing yourself is expensive because now you've suddenly got all of the overhead burden and bullshit that comes with running an offline business almost. You've got the warehouse, you got the employees that got to come in there, you've got inventory that's going to happen. It's an accounting joke. Inventory happens, meaning it just kind of grows legs and disappears. So it's always shrinking. Whereas and then you've also got to fulfill the orders. So you got to have the warehouse people picking the orders and all that. Yeah, anyways, it is not fun. It is not good at all. 3PL is much better because you can send the quantity. They have all the controls in place to track it. They pick it, pack it, ship it, bing, bang, boom. Your product gets off to the customer and it gets off to them in a timely manner. And you don't have to worry about paying rent, electric, internet, water, cleaning, and all the other baloney that comes along with a physical building. So that is good. And even with all this going on, they're still doing the 39% margin. Let's just pick out some other details in here. Strong product potential. Scale opportunities. I think I've kind of covered all of the good points on the business and given you a fair representation, I guess, of the negative point, at least as I see it here, and that is that the supplements may be trendy, but again, I just pointed out there was a 14-year-old business here. This one is 5. So maybe it's not so trendy. But what, kind of stands out here as almost a negative and needs to be considered is another opportunity the company would benefit from would be to improve their existing marketing campaign. Their advertising strategy currently consists of Facebook ads using a mix of UGC, YouTube podcast clips, and stock images. A buyer could supplement these tactics with influencer partnerships, yada, yada, yada. What that tells me, since there's really nothing about any other marketing form in here other than Facebook ads, using UGC videos, right, which is people talking about the product, and it's kind of like the new version of a paid testimonial, basically. I'm guessing they just hire people to, pick up a product and say, hey, I just got this supplement here, and I think it's really going to help me increase my memory and focus and energy levels, right? Just kind of low-cost paid testimonial is what it is. But still, the point I was going for is that they're primarily dependent on one channel, right? And that is Facebook ads. They didn't mention anything else in here. They mentioned the Facebook ads use YouTube podcast clips, so they're not even using the YouTube ads themselves. They're running ads entirely on Facebook. All right, they've got very, very high platform risk. Yes, they've been very successful to the tune of selling these to $3.5 million a year almost with Facebook ads. But if somebody else gets into the same space with a very similar product and starts kind of adopting their marketing style, their cost of advertising is going to skyrocket. I've seen it. I've been in the advertising space. I've done it to people, and I've had people do it to me where somebody comes in with a big ad budget and they see what you're doing. They basically knock it off and they're running the same product, and then the market share just kind of comes to an equilibrium and suddenly you're not printing money anymore. So that is a big risk behind this business. So whoever is going to buy this business really, really needs to be a very experienced paid advertiser, possibly in the supplement space. Somebody that's had success in the supplement space, would obviously have an easier path, but not necessarily. So somebody that's very experienced with paid ads and could take this product here and run it on the other Google platforms, right? So Google Search, there's Google Discovery, there's Google Performance Max, there's Google, what's the other one? Oh, Google Video, which is YouTube. And we don't have Discovery anymore. It's been renamed Demand Gen. But on the other Google platforms, I'll run ads on TikTok, right? That's another one. Maybe Pinterest. Pinterest doesn't really do well with supplements. I know that. So I guess that wouldn't be a best one here. But the traffic source really has to be diversified because fundamentally this is a one-trick pony, and that is Facebook ads. That said, I would rather it be paid Facebook ads than organic search engine because, with organic SEO, you are at the mercy of the search algorithm. Google updates their algorithm, boom, your business can go down to zero damn near overnight. No explanation, no rhyme or reason why. at least with this, A, Facebook is incentivized to keep taking your money, right? B, the change doesn't happen overnight. If there's another competitor or competitors that get into the space, you'll slowly start seeing your return on ad spend creep down. And C, if you can sustain advertising and be profitable, which clearly this business has on one platform, i.e. Facebook, you can do the same and be profitable on other platforms. In other words, there's enough room in your margin to sustain profitability. In this case, even with their advertising, and I'd guess that advertising is probably 40% of their revenue. It's probably about 20% product, 40% ads, and then 40% of their margin. Based on my experience in supplement e-commerce businesses that I've seen, there's enough room there that you can pay for ads. So on that note, guys, what do you think about this business here? If there's something you feel like I missed out on, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, if you found this video helpful and insightful, you know the drill. Smash that like button to help me out in the YouTube algorithm. I am calling it a wrap and signing off on that note.